Good morning and welcome to Wake Up on UPN 45. I'm Kari. We're talking about films in Arizona. A lot of films in the past have been shot here, and we're starting to see some more, see it pick up a little bit after kind of a slump. And we have two filmmakers with us today who have a lot of stories to share. We have Jackie and Steve Wargo. Now, you own a film company, correct? Controversial Films?
Controversial Pictures.
Controversial Pictures, okay.
Right.
But not everything you do is controversial.
Not everything.
No, it is a good name. Let's talk a little bit about the film industry in Arizona. Let's kind of look at some of the films that have been shot here, and then I want to talk about a film you guys have been working on.
Okay.
Arizona is a great place to shoot films because when you're talking about Westerns, really there's no better place. I mean, you can go to LA, but the cost is a lot less expensive
Absolutely.
to shoot here. What are some of the benefits of shooting? And I see this is you at work. Is this right? Is this you at work?
Well, this is some corporate things that we've just done here recently that was all shot in high definition. We call it the film business, but there's a lot of movies being shot right now in the high definition format.
Right, I'm
now,
aware of that. It looks just as good as film in some
it's
manners.
95% of the way there. There's a little more you can do with film. Film is a real craft. When you've got an experienced director of photography and he knows what to do with his film stock and his cameras and everything else, his lenses, his special lenses, you really have quite the look. But high definition is taking the business by storm.
Is this the one that that George Lucas developed?
George Lucas developed that in concert with Sony and Panavision and a private developer. See, film is shot at 24 frames, and regular television, like we're on now, is shot at 30 frames. 24 frames gives you a completely different feel. It like takes you out of reality. Our television system was developed with 30 frames, 60 fields, which is half frames, because it coincides with the human body runs at basically 60 cycles. We're an electric machine. And that's why when you watch something on television here in the United States, it looks very real because it's the natural way that we see things. Film is shot at 24 frames. Whenever they convert that to a DVD or a VHS tape so you can watch it at home, they add frames to make it 30 frames.
And it changes the effect. That's why when you watch something in the big screen, it's so much better, I guess, is the word.
Absolutely. It's a surreal feeling. It's like you're being in another place. That's why they've done surveys and they've showed people video and they said, well, which was sharper, the video? Which had a better quality, the video? Which did you like better? Oh, I like the film.
Of course.
And why is that? Because it takes you away from reality. That's why we go to movies, to escape reality.
High definition, though, is really the wave of the future because it's a lot less expensive. You don't have to worry about making sure the person who's shooting it is very well trained. If you get somebody who doesn't know what they're doing and they're shooting film, that can be a nightmare financially.
Absolutely, because once you roll your film, you don't know till the next day whether or not it worked out because the film gets shipped off, then it comes back and you have a thing called your dailies, but you watch first thing in the morning and say, okay, these scenes worked, this all worked, this action worked, so this is good, we can move on. If it's not good, then they have to reshoot. So with film, you have to hold your sets a day, and sometimes you have to hold your actors a day to get your film back. With high definition, just like regular videotape, we can rewind it, look at it, make sure we're good to go, and press on.
The thing is, not just anybody can shoot it, though. You do have to be well trained in high definition.
Right.
Steve went to special school just to learn about high definition. It's a digital video camera that's very menu driven, and there's literally hundreds of menus in there. So in order to make it look like 35mm film or 16mm, whatever look you want, you have to know how to, through the menus, direct it to go to that direction. So in Steve's case, having learned it, plus we use it almost every day, we're very familiar with the camera. If you just gave a camera like that to someone who usually uses digital cameras normally,
beta camera or something,
or something, it would look just like regular video. So you do need to have special training and know what you're doing with that.
To give it that film quality.
Because straight out of the box, they're a very sharp video camera.
Well, this, though, has got to be the most exciting thing to happen to film in a long time, even though it isn't officially film, because it's allowing people to take their ideas that they have for a film and make them for a fraction of the cost. I mean, the cost of putting a film together with real film is so much. I don't even know the figures.
If we go back to George Lucas for just a minute.
Okay.
George Lucas people say they saved $2 million when they shot Attack of the Clones by shooting in high definition instead of film.
$2 million.
$2 million.
I think it would be more than that on a film with a budget like that, but
It was basically, that was
That's a
based
lot.
on the film savings. There's a 98% savings
that's just
of
the-
film over high
But
definition.
then if you think about the time involved, and
Right.
things like that, and having to go back and reshoot, and like you
Right,
said,
that
hold
is
the
hard
crew.
cost to develop film and all the costs involved with the celluloid material itself.
I would think, though, that if you look at the bigger picture of, like you said, holding a crew back to make sure the film
Exactly.
turned out,
Right.
that it turned out processed right and all of that, that the cost might even be more than that.
And there's another thing, because tape is on a longer roll. We have a 52-minute load with high definition. If you need to reshoot an actor's lines, instead of calling cut, that's when everybody takes their smoke break, the directors now keep it rolling, and while the character is still in character, while the actor's still in character, they get that second, that third, that fourth take, and they're able to do that in a lot less time. Hence, they can just about double their setups that they do during the day.
It's really exciting. I know that some people are still shooting on film, but do you see a day when we have very few films, motion pictures that are shot on film?
Well, it makes sense financially, and I think that it's a ways down. It's a ways down the road. The big holdup right now is they have to deliver the digital format. It's shot on a digital tape, edited in a computer, and it comes back out to be on a tape again, or it comes back out and it's on a set of hard drives. They need to figure out how to get the movie to the theaters, and once it's at the theaters, they need to show it. So that requires a different type of projector.
Rather than a
than
projector for a film.
And one big holdup has been, how do they protect their content? You know, you see that film reels are stolen from theaters, and pretty soon there's bootleg movies, and they've got to come up with a way that they can deliver the digital media and control it better, and they're looking at centralized computers in theaters where they'll plug in a set of hard drives. It'll play so many times. The Hollywood can talk to the computer over the phone. They'll know how many people came to see the movie, how many people paid. Now they don't have that ability. It's up to the theaters to report, but they'll have a direct connection with how many people paid, how many seats were sold, and they'll have instantaneous information. Once the movie is done playing, they just erase the hard drive, and there's no
It's no
danger of
longer
it
there.
falling into the wrong hands.
Right.
Well,
What's interesting,
that's
it's
a
hard-
whole new topic, though, because you know, with in the music industry as well, copyright laws just aren't protecting the artists and the filmmakers and things
Exactly.
like that.
It's tough to
That's
protect
another
our
show,
property.
isn't it?
It is, yes. It is.
And if we could come up with a solution, we'd probably all be very rich. Let's talk a little bit about Arizona and making films. You guys just recently made a film. I don't know how recent it was. Can you?
Well, in October.
In October, okay.
We shot a movie called The Last Gunfighter, and we did that with writer-director Russell Clay
Okay.
and a team of 16 stunt people.
And when is this going to be like a motion picture released by a major studio, or are you
We-
trying to get it released?
We shot it to go directly to DVD.
Okay.
It costs about $10 million to put a movie in the theaters. We didn't shoot it with the intention to go into theaters. We shot it with the intention of going to DVD.
And was anybody we'd know starring in it?
Absolutely nobody.
Absolutely no. Doesn't mean they're not good actors.
Our main character is Anthony Casanova. Now, Tony Casanova was Burt Reynolds' stand-in for a movie that was just shot in Mesa here last month
Forget about it.
in February.
Forget about it. Okay.
Forget about it.
And that's going to be
That'll be a
theaters.
theatrical release, right?
Okay. It seems like there was a time when we were seeing every year several films being
Right.
shot here in Arizona.
Absolutely.
And then we had a budget crunch and money was tight, and we stopped seeing so many films being shot here. Are you seeing that pick up, that people are still coming here even if they're not being lured here by the state maybe?
Well, what's happened is a lot of the film production companies were lured to Canada. And there was a couple reasons for this. The Canadian dollar is different than the U.S. dollar. They were able to get more work done for a lot less money. Canada was starved, so their people were willing to work for practically nothing.
Yeah.
They've caught on to the fact that they've been taken advantage of. They've raised their prices. Hollywood is not looking as favorably at Canada as they used to. They're now looking at different states in the United States. The other thing was the union with SAG. Now, the Screen Actors Guild had limitations on how much they could enforce the union rules outside the United States. That has since changed because they have something now called the Global One Rule, where no matter if you're a SAG actor, no matter where you're working in the world, you're covered by SAG rules and regulations. It's a voluntary thing. They have all agreed to do that. That has taken a little bit away from Canada, brought it back into the United States. Now, the reason the movies aren't coming to Arizona is we don't really have anything to offer. We've got a lot of sunshine, we've got great terrain, but we're not offering tax incentives and financial incentives. Then that's what you're seeing in Illinois, North Carolina, and even New Mexico. New Mexico is grabbing a lot of
where
business
they are aggressively pursuing this industry.
They know what the movies bring in, and they want the movies there, and they're doing it.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how important it is to try to get some of these movies made here in Arizona, what it does for our state and our economy. We are talking with Steve and Jackie Wargo, who own Controversial Pictures, and there's some information, if you'd like some information on their company. We will take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Wake Up. If you're looking for something to do, today is the last day of the Phoenix Film Festival, and we have two filmmakers here with us today. We have Jackie and Steve Wargo. You're actually a filmmaker and you're a producer, right?
Correct.
But you've been working together for a long time.
10 years.
And you're still married. That's a good sign.
A lot of people ask us how we do that, and we don't know how we do that. It's you know what? It's a lot of give and take.
That's how marriage
is,
isn't it?
And I just keep taking it. So.
I don't believe that for 1 second. We're talking about just so much is changing in film, and film has become less expensive to shoot thanks to high-definition cameras, which is not really film, but it looks really good. You guys actually own a camera like that and rent it out and do a lot of commercials, productions, and you've actually recently shot a film back in October that is going to be coming out in DVD here soon, or?
It's going straight to DVD. Well, it's actually going overseas sales first, and then it'll come back to the United States.
I always wonder how that goes. When something goes straight to DVD, you think, okay, then it's not a success. It went straight to DVD. But there's got to be a lot of money in that. It goes to like Blockbuster stores and that kind of thing.
The Blockbuster movies make more money on the shelf than they do in the theater. It costs money to put them in the
people will
theater.
just take a look at it and say, oh, Western, I think I want to watch this, even though it wasn't, they hadn't heard of it or it wasn't in the theaters.
Sure. A lot of that is the box cover. That's what the draw is. And once your company has an established name, then you have a following, and they watch for your movies.
We want to run a piece that ran on our sister station, Fox 10, about film in Arizona and the benefit of filming in Arizona, what it can do for our economy. Take a look at this by Steve Kraft.
Sending the first wave.
It was a real sweet deal for people who live in and around Page, up by Lake Powell. Planet of the Apes, and evolution.
We're here to investigate the media, if indeed that is what it is.
Not one, but two big Hollywood films shot in their own backyard. A real shot in the arm for Page's economy.
Just talk to the people in Page, you know, who had two big productions a couple of years ago back to back, Evolution and Planet of the Apes. Those people had the best winter they had had in ages, in a downtime.
The same benefits came to the area between Maricopa and Casa Grande when Three Kings was shot. Sonoita was thrilled to see Tin Cup come. Nogales benefited from traffic, but that was a couple years back. It's not such a smooth road for film in Arizona these days. A new program in New Mexico threatens to steal our bacon. Under a law passed just last year, New Mexico's film office invests money in movies shot in New Mexico. The state gets a line of credit from banks. Then New Mexico gets its money back. A zero-interest guaranteed loan, says its film office. No risk to the state. New Mexico's program has already attracted two movies with a total budget of $35 million. The New Mexico program sounds like a win-win. But we don't have a program like this here with the Arizona Film Commission. The question is, why not?
Why aren't we doing it? I mean, we're always trying to come up with some new creative ideas, but I think we just got to find a little different time. And
the simple fact is, innovative programs to attract movies to Arizona are a particularly hard sell these days to a stressed-out legislature. Lawmakers considered putting the Film Commission out of business entirely before slashing its budget 58% last year. The staff is down to just a couple people.
Everybody's working with less money. You know, we're not crying about having enough money. We've just got to work effectively and efficiently with what we've got.
The Film Commission is one of the few government outfits that actually makes the state money. But the former commissioner warns Arizona is running the risk of losing its place as a film location.
People have got to understand that film production is not going to come to Arizona just because it's Arizona. To just sit back and wait for someone else to eat your lunch is you know, not smart business.
So the way things look right now, the economic engine that is filmmaking is in danger of motoring right on out of Arizona. In Phoenix, Steve Kraft, Fox 10 News.
That piece is a little bit old. It was about a year ago. The Arizona Film Commission is now called the Arizona State Film Office, run through the Department of Commerce. It is still getting funding, but as Steve mentioned, a lot less funding than needed to really compete with some of these other states.
Exactly.
And we're feeling the effects. I mean, economically, if a big film is shot here in Arizona, it fuels the economy for so many other people. People have to come here and stay here. They have to be fed. They have to be put up. And then it draws people in tourist-wise.
It has a far-reaching effect as far as catering, hotels, transportation. There used to be a couple really good rental houses here for lighting and what we call grip equipment, which is your different items you use to control light or get electricity. A couple of them have gone out of business. There's a couple places left, and there's a lot of good quality people here, and that's the thing. We're losing good people because the movies aren't coming, and that's a bad thing.
Well, hopefully we can see a change. I know you guys just shot a film here, and coming up in our next segment, we're going to show actually a piece of the film that you shot here. It's called The Last Gunfighter, a Western, obviously, I'm assuming. Was it fun to shoot that? Or is it stressful?
Oh, no. You know what? We put together a team between the actors, the crew, the director, Steve was the director of photography. Everyone got along so well that they were disappointed when they had to leave for the night, even though they just put in 16 hours or 18 hours. And everything went wonderfully well. The movie is a lot of fun. It's a lot of action. So it wasn't stressful. It was fun to do. And what was really fun to do, and what got us the investment funds to do that, is the investors realized, oh my gosh, this is a real movie. Steve and I own all the equipment to do real feature films. We have most of the lighting, and we have all the camera equipment. And they came out, looked, and said, this is real. Yeah, this is real. So it was a phenomenal film to work on. It was fun. We got the funding quickly. We've sold it already to an entertainment company who is going to distribute it for us, and we're actually looking at doing our next movie fairly quickly, which has already got a letter of intent for distribution and more funding.
So we need people like you, but it would be nice, according to you guys, to have maybe a state office behind you offering incentives to get more people to do this kind of thing.
Such as New Mexico. And what we've done is we've gone to the legislative meetings, we've met, we belong to all the different organizations in Arizona, the Arizona Production Association, the Phoenix Film Project, MCAI, there's a dozen of them. And what we try to do is encourage people, let's get together, let's go talk to the legislation, let's tell them this is what we need you behind us, we need you to go out there and get the business for us here, we're losing people. And we don't need to do that, we have too many good people right here, they don't have to go to LA. Let's not let the business go to New Mexico. Let's keep it here in Arizona, and let's bring it here to Arizona.
Well, we thought this would be a good topic today for the last day of the Phoenix Film Festival. We're talking with two filmmakers, Steve and Jackie Wargo. They own Controversial Pictures. We're going to take a break, and we're going to show a clip from the film they just recently shot here in Arizona called The Last Gunfighter. Stick around. We'll be right back. We're here talking with Jackie and Steve Wargo. They are the owners of Controversial Pictures, and it's very suitable, I guess, that we do this show today because the Phoenix Film Festival is wrapping up today, and we're talking about all the films that you guys have worked on. You were actually just briefing me on one that's coming up called Trailer Trash that you're going to be shooting here in Arizona about a couple of kids who are home from school and get into some trouble after watching the Springer show, which makes complete sense.
They see a promo that says, if you have any neighbors that are wild, wacky, or a little bit weird, call us at 1-800-SPRINGER. So they get a video camera and go start videotaping their neighbors.
And
of course, they're in a trailer park.
Well, the exciting part is we just had a meeting with Jerry Springer, and Jerry is on board
to do
with the movie, and we're using
When are you going to start
show.
shooting?
Sometime late summer.
Now, when you start a film and are you looking for extras? Are you looking for just people to give you a hand behind the scenes? Are jobs?
We're
a lot
actually
of jobs
casting
for-
right now for about 3 different movies. One is the follow-up to The Last Gunfighter, same crew of stunt people, but this one's called Sonny and Dutch. It's about 2 renegade cops who are just pulling all the mischief that we see a lot of guys do.
And you're shooting this one right now?
Mel Gibson, well, that'll start end of May.
And
3rd week of May, I
we
think.
put a number up earlier for your company. Do you want people to call you, or would you prefer they not call?
They can call us.
Let's put that number up again if you're interested in finding out about casting for some of these films that are actually going on right now with Steve and Jackie Wargo. The number is 480-345-2187, or you can log on to sntvideo.com. Let's run part of the clip from the film that you just completed. You shot in October. It's called The Last Gunfighter. I know you brought, I think, part of a clip.
We have a
from that.
2-minute trailer.
Let's take a look at that. This is The Last Gunfighter.
Talking to you.
Shut up. Come on. Water!
Bring him in the house!
Hey!
The week's pay in there. I want it back.
May I suggest you get a good night's sleep? Because half of you will be dead by the morning.
Out of there, boy. Better run.
It's called The Last Gunfighter. Going to DVD, so it'll be available for rental.
It'll be available for rent. We're not sure when. That's up to the distribution company.
But when you see it, The Last Gunfighter, you can know that everybody here, most of the people are from Arizona, and it was shot here in Arizona. A lot of films in the past have been shot here in Arizona. We were talking about Raising Arizona. The Used Cars, the
Right.
cult classic, and you were actually a bit part in that.
I did 3 parts in that as an extra, as somebody in the car lot looking to buy cars.
What a great movie.
It was great exposure. Got to talk to a lot of people on the crew.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I kind of picked up the momentum to move on into the movie business.
It's Controversial Pictures. Jackie and Steve Wargo own this, and they also rent out film equipment, things like that. It's such a high-definition camera, but it looks like film. If you're interested in getting more information, we'll put their number up again here for you, and their phone number. If you're in the business and you're looking for work, you could give them a call, 480-345-2187. They're going to be casting for a couple of films coming up as well, and their website is sntvideo.com. What does SNT Video stand for?
It stands for Show and Tell. That's been our video production company.
Okay, so
We
that's
actually own 3 companies. We have Show and Tell Productions, then we have AZ 24P Services, which handles the high-definition equipment rental, and then Controversial Pictures.
okay. When you're shooting one of these films, typically, how long is the shoot? Is it a 2 months, 3 months? Does it go on
We
longer?
shot The Gunfighter in 14 days.
Wow.
It was absolutely amazing. But see, we shoot family style. Hollywood's movies cost so much money because they spend so much time doing essentially, you'll hire somebody for the day, they'll work for an hour in the morning. They've really got nothing to do the rest of the day because they're union, they're protected. Our crew, they'll come out, they'll build a set in the morning, put their costumes on, they'll be actors in the afternoon, they'll do stunts, they'll fly off of buildings, we'll set them on fire, as you saw in that one scene. And
They do everything,
And that night
literally.
they're helping clean up and cook.
Steve and Jackie Wargo, owners of Controversial Pictures, thanks for being with us today. The day is the last day of the Phoenix Film Festival. Hope you enjoy that if you're heading out, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here next week.
You're just so wrapped up into what he's saying.
I felt tears myself, and I wasn't even being read.
John Edward has everyone talking.
He's gifted. Inspiring.
Fantastic. I like the man.
Even those who have crossed over.
Joe, is your fiance?
Yes.
I don't know what this is, but he's laughing. What did you do with the ice cube? Come on, fess up.
See why TV Guide calls Crossing Over fantastic TV. Don't miss a single episode of Crossing Over.
Weekdays at 1 and 1:30. Get it on UPN 45.
Here it is, the map to a better smile. Our first treasure, brush and floss. Brush twice a day and floss once a day. Use a fluoride toothpaste. Be sure to eat nutritious foods and healthy snacks. Now here's a great treasure, mouth guards. You should always wear one whenever you play sports.
Hi, Dudley. I see you found my map.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget regular dental checkups.
My life could have gone in the wrong direction, but it didn't.
Boys Hope, Girls Hope changed my life.
I graduated from high school.
And I graduated from college.
It wasn't always easy, but we never gave up.
There's no place like hope.
There's no place like hope.
There's no place like hope.
For more information, visit our website at www.boyshopegirlshope.org.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kevin Foster.
And I'm Dr. Daniel Caruso, Director of the Arizona Burn Center. Last year, we treated and admitted over 600 patients for severe burn injuries, 1/3 of which were Valley children.
Did you know if your smoke alarm works, your family is 5 times more likely to get out of a fire alive?
But a smoke alarm can't do its job with a dead battery. Please take a moment to test your smoke alarm and replace the battery if needed.
Remember, many burns can be prevented, and please give generously to the Foundation for Burns and Trauma.
On the UPN 45 3 o'clock movie, Mary Tyler Moore is betrayed by Christine Lottie in Just Between Friends. Today at 3 on UPN 45.